There I was, just minding my own P's and Q's like any other day in the office, when a case of a missing girl came to me. My partner, Junior Detective Mugsy, usually minds all the paperwork for us. I was nursing my wounds from our last case the night before. I jumped at the chance to help a damsel in distress. We had the best detective agency in town a few years back, you see, but we'd been resting on our laurels for way too long. It was time for this gumshoe to walk the beat again, take a look at the scene of the crime. I jumped up and rushed across town. I made my way across town and arrived at our office. I took one look at the place and knew no work had been done here in some time. The place had been turned upside down when she'd been kidnapped. After looking at the scene, I wanted a fresh set of eyes and called in Mugsy. Mugsy thought he was onto something looking at the pictures, but I knew that was a dead end, and he was only chasing his tail. No photo of her dog would give us any answers. The biggest break in the case was when we found a cup of her favorite bean juice had been knocked over in the scuffle. Then it was back to hitting the pavement for more clues. The next clue suggested foul play. A new automobile shouldn't have been leaking any of that black gold. This must be a sign someone had tampered with her motor. I could tell we were dealing with some slick operators. Nearby in the same parking lot, a small pile of cigarette butts. Clearly someone had been sitting and watching her come and go. Virginia Slims, a favorite of the mob. It was time for a taste of their own medicine. Mugsy was usually wise to my games, but I had to throw him a curveball now and again to make him look in strange places for clues, keep him on his toes. This was hardly the worst thing I had dumped him into this week alone. This beatnik never got hip to how I beat him in every single game of chops. It was another long night at the office. I'd been racking my brains going over all the clues. Something just didn't add up. He must have missed something. Mugsy combed that scene thoroughly, but I just had to take another good look at it. Although, that would have to wait till morning. The Mac Daddy of all clues. She had gone on a delayed honeymoon with her husband. The other staff just didn't want to complete any of her work while she was gone. A classic case of laziness. Another case closed, even if we couldn't find the dame. We were still pretty sauced from poring over the evidence the night before. We set off on foot because we were in no shape to drive. That, and we couldn't find where we parked the car.